Hi guys, Tech here, and I wanted to talk about Harvest just a little bit and kind of my thoughts on what we've seen develop with Harvest as well as what could be out of Harvest. And this is going to be pretty brief compared to most of my videos because I was originally going to do like this big thing on economics and then put it with this. And it just felt a little too dense and didn't cut to the subject quick enough. So I figure we'll just do it this way. So basically, I think what we should do is go back to the way Harvest was last league. With the new implementation from this league, as far as the way the crafting section is done, where it is done in the horticulture station. However, I think the problem with Harvest specifically, because it is deterministic, is it needs rarity to be involved. And I think the way that you make it where not only is Chris Wilson happy, but also the player base is happy, is to have an opportunity cost of trading it, much like what they do with Bestiary. Whereas with Bestiary, you pay a Chaos Orb to store the craft, and then you can then sell it or trade it or whatever you want to do with it to another player. And I think what they need to do with this is to do the same thing, where there's an opportunity cost, Exalted Orbs, because they've just basically tanked in price. This seems like a really good option to remove a bunch of Exalted Orbs from the economy and in turn make them a little more valuable. I think that's the route you want to go with this, is that you pay an Exalted Orb, you buy the currency type, you use the currency type to select the craft. When you kill a pack of Harvest creatures, leave it the way it is now, where you can see like their tiers listed. That's a really great quality of life for those that didn't play Harvest. Because like those that played Harvest, you can kind of look at them and just kind of tell which is the juicy one and which isn't. But if you didn't play Harvest, this new system is really good. And the Life Force mechanic itself, I think, is just bad design. So I think the way that you fix it is you get 3 to 4 crafts per pack of Harvest creatures. The higher the difficulty, so if you're doing T4s or bosses and things of that nature, they have a higher likelihood of getting the rare crafts. And it just sends those directly to the horticulture station. And you get those crafts, they're just readily available. Then if you want to trade those crafts, you have to get this new currency that one of the vendors will sell. And you basically buy the currency with an Exalted Orb. You put it into it just like Bestiary. And then there's your beast. You know, there's your craft. Then you right click it and it throws it into your horticulture station. I think that would be the best of both worlds because it gives Chris Wilson the rarity that he is looking for, and it gives the players the mods that they're looking for while making it a better process overall for everybody. It's not so much where you're getting, 10 crafts a harvest. You might not get as many crafts. You get less crafts this way, but the crafts are tradable. And you get the better crafts is the other alternative, is you should get better crafting options. And it keeps the gameplay loop where you can still do all this outside of the map. I think it's kind of the best of every world where everybody's happy. And that's kind of the win-win approach, is that no one's really happy about this design. Like Chris Wilson probably isn't going to be super happy. And the player base isn't going to be super happy, because for the player base to be super happy, they want ritual level of Harvest back, period. And it to be tradable. That's what the player base wants. Chris Wilson, if he's going to make it tradable, he wants to be very conservative with it. And for good reason. It can get out of hand very quickly. I think what you do is you take both parties, and they're at opposite extremes of the situation, and you just meet them in the middle. And I feel like this is a middle ground where no one's really happy. But oftentimes in compromise, the best solution is the solution where no one is happy. Where the player base isn't necessarily happy and Chris Wilson isn't necessarily happy in Grinding Gear Games. When I say Chris Wilson, I mean Grinding Gear Games as a company. He's just kind of the figurehead. But where no one's really happy, but it's also not crazy broken either. And rarity is involved, because rarity is very important in Path of Exile, and it kind of keeps the spirit of the game while giving a little bit more of a modern treatment as far as players' expectations to their time. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and have a wonderful rest of your day, Exiles.